Yesterday, I had this vision for a photograph, and it's a picture of myself, which is kind of weird. But hey, when creativity kicks in, I don't ask, I just do. So in my head, it's a medium tight shot of me, and it's low contrast, almost black and white. And then there's this orange glowing stripe across my eyes. It's somewhat transparent, like a light streak. With my photography, I like to do everything in camera. I want my art to be as organic as possible. So to get that light streak, I'm gonna do some light painting. And while I have all that set up, I'm going to do some lens flares and get creative with that for another project I'm gonna do. So let's get into it. We're going to need a flashlight, some color gels, some clear tape, a plastic water bottle with a little bit of water left in it, your camera, and a tripod. I cut the color gel chips out of these, and you can get them at an arts and crafts store or on Amazon. I got these on Amazon. They're called the newer color gels. Let's start out with the orange stripe overlay photographs first. I'm going to do some light painting to get that effect. Light painting is the process of moving light during a long exposure. You're essentially painting light onto the sensor while the shutter is open. I'll start out with a 1-second exposure. I'll set my ISO to 100 to avoid noise, and I'm going to set my f-stop all the way open, and that's f1.8 on the Sigma 18-35. Of course, you can play around with these settings to get the look that you want. I've also placed a black sheet in the background and turned off all the lights to keep things as dark as possible. Since I want an orange light, I'm going to place a red and yellow gel together on the flashlight and tape them down. I want a little bit of texture to this light, so I'm going to add a piece of tape hanging off the flashlight that I've cut with a jagged edge. This will keep the light from being just one solid beam. As I move the light while the shutter is open, it paints the light onto the sensor. Okay, I think I got something I can work with now. Now let's create the lens flares. I'm going to place a small table behind the black sheet to hold the water bottle. You can use an extra tripod or whatever you can find to position it in front of the camera. I like to put the bottle as close to the lens as I can get it. Shake the small amount of water up in the bottle. The droplets will create better flares and bokeh. Turn the camera to video and make sure you've changed the shutter speed to double your frame rate of your video. So if you're making a 30 frames per second video, set your shutter to 60. If you're shooting 60 frames per second, set it to 120. Now start recording. I'll move the flashlight over the water bottle slowly from side to side. Now I have to get a portrait of myself, which sucks. And I know that sounds hypocritical because I'm in front of the camera all the time for YouTube, but there's so much stress in posing and trying to get the lighting and everything right when you're in front of the camera for an image. I guess a lot of it's in my head. It still sucks. Okay, so here's the final photograph. And it turned out pretty cool, I like it. I took the self-portrait and then layered the light streak on top of it using a blend composite mode. When choosing the light painting images to overlay, I noticed I got better results when panning the camera on the tripod instead of moving the flashlight with my hand. I guess it depends on the look you're going for. I needed something with a straight line, so having more control over this movement worked in this situation. You can check the photograph out on my Instagram. Here are the lens flares, and I'm happy with them too. They turned out pretty cool. Well, that's it for today's video. If you liked it, consider liking and subscribing. If you want, you know what to do. Take what I've showed you and create your own light effects and experiment and get creative. I know sometimes it's hard to be creative, especially in today's world. It seems like everything is working against creativity. But I believe in you, and I think that you can do anything that your heart desires. Stop thinking and just start doing. Create your art. Believe in yourself, and you will be unstoppable. I promise. Well, anyway, it was awesome spending time with you today. Until next time, I am Iamtoddnorris. Peace out.